we all long to know that we matter. I think it's from the time that we're children. We look for approval, whether from parents, friends, teachers, or even later in life from careers, accomplishments, or relationships. But what happens when those voices let us down? What happens when the mirror reflects only maybe our failures and regrets? It's in those moments that we quietly ask, do I really have value? That's not a new question. People in the Bible wrestled with it too. One of them was Rahab. Her story is tucked away in the book of Joshua, and at first glance, she wouldn't seem like the person God would choose. Rahab was known to be a prostitute living in Jericho. She was defined by her reputation. In the eyes of her community, she didn't have much worth. But God saw her differently. When two Israelite spies came into Jericho, Rahab made this courageous decision. She risked her life to protect them because she believed in God. That single act of faith not only spared her family, but it changed her destiny forever. Scripture tells us that Rahab went on to become part of the family line of Jesus himself. A woman who was once overlooked and dismissed became a key part of God's plan of redemption. Rahab's story reminds us of something powerful. Our past does not define our value. God does. And where others see shame, God sees possibility. Where we feel unqualified, he sees potential. And when we doubt our worth, his word and his truth whispers to us in 2 Corinthians 12, verse 9. But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. Maybe today you're carrying labels that have been placed on you. Maybe it's failure. Maybe it's the feeling of not being enough. Maybe it's brokenness. But those aren't the names that God calls you. Through Christ, he calls you chosen, he calls you loved, and he calls you valuable. So when you find yourself asking, do I really have value? Remember Rahab. Remember that God can take the most unlikely person and use them for his greatest purposes. And if he did it for her, for Rahab, he can do it for you. And when we believe that truth, we will build bold faith.